Tay, you got the mic in front of you, so we'll start with you.
All right, perfect.
You've been around it. You've seen the growth in this program. Now you get a postseason win. What's that feel like for you all?
It feels amazing. It feels like all our work from, I want to say, the summer till now, like just skyrocketing through the roof. Like everything's coming together. It feels great. It feels wonderful.
I asked Angena this earlier too, but in a game that's that physical, what's going through your mind where they're playing you so tight, there's not a lot of shooting lanes, and you still found a way to be real productive?
Just slow it down. Make sure everything's like not perfect, but executed the best way possible. Like setting great screens, setting up your man to come off the screen, just all that. Just making sure everything was executed the right way.
That game completely flipped on its head once you started really stealing the ball and completely flipping the script. Were you thinking, all right, it's time to get something going, or did it wind up finding you and you kind of did your thing?
Really, it just found me. Coach Burks was like, we got to be aggressive on the defensive end, like make them turn the ball over, turn it over. So we just kept being aggressive, and then steals just started coming.
I'll kick it over to Angena. Angena, when you transferred into FIU way back when, is this something you were even thinking about, postseason success, the growth of this team, and where you find yourself at right now?
No, not really. I think like it was day by day. I was thinking with the idea, and just like with my teammates, they helped me to see that future, and also the coaches and the stuff.
We were talking about it on the broadcast, but you and Liv are probably the players who've most improved over the course of the year. What's gone into that for you, changing it and continuing to get better day by day?
It's just confidence and just like put the focus on work, every practice, and just like enjoy basketball.
I know I asked you this one as well on the broadcast, but when they're playing you so tight like that, and you don't have any room to work, and you find a way to create space, you get the sweet baseline reverse there, what's going through your mind in that spot?
I think like the physicality here in the conference is so tough, so just like try to find a way to see the rim and make this ball score.
Yeah. All right, Coach, you're up.
Y'all did good.
Dream season continues. Best year in a decade, rolls into year two. Just general thoughts after the win.
I'm really excited for the girls. I know Tay touched on it. This has been a process. Tay kind of mentioned the summer, but, she's we have the fortune of her being one of our veterans. I mean, this has been years in the making, and so it's really, really exciting to see all the hard work they put in, the dedication, the cohesiveness. We've had so many new pieces this year, new roles this year, and so to see it all come together and, have the opportunity, to put numbers up in the rafter, I mean, I couldn't be more excited and just more pleased that, the work that they've done and the dedication they've had is paying off for them.
Y'all made Ann and I sound really smart because we came into the third quarter saying, this has been FIU's quarter this year. Keep an eye on them to see what happens. And sure enough, you guys come out firing in the third. What was the message in the locker room?
For us in the locker room, we just talked about, one, I was so proud of them defensively. I mean, you hold anybody to 6 in the quarter, it's kind of hard to be upset as a head coach, so we really found a way to put a lid on them, on the defensive end for us. But offensively, we just had to really just execute, take a little bit more pride in that and, take a little bit more pride in our shot selection because we're going to get good looks and we're going to knock them down, but if we're not manufacturing them the right way, it's going to be tough for us. And so I thought the girls came out the third quarter, really heard the messaging, understood the mission, and did a great job executing it.
This is the third game in a row where you're facing an opponent that just wants to physical, grind, slug, whatever you want to say. How do you prepare a team for that, especially in a postseason environment like tonight?
We've been talking about that, like Angena said, all conference play. We have the fortune of being really versatile. We've got some really skilled players. They got really good feel and IQs for the game. And so when you can't catch somebody, you got to beat them up, and so that's kind of where we are right now, where it's like, guys, we've done such a great job. We play so well as a team. We move the ball well. We're a very good rebounding team. When people realize that they maybe can't go pound for pound with you, well, now they're going to try to be physical. Now they're going to try to beat you up, and now they're going to try to take you out of rhythm that way. And I think, that's the blessing of being in Conference USA. It's really, really prepared us for postseason because that's where it is right now. Postseason is not a beauty contest. It's a gut check contest, and was it some moments out there wasn't the prettiest? Absolutely, but our kids weren't worried about what it looks like. It was worried about getting the job done, and they did a really good job of that tonight.
And now on the road at Troy, I imagine that's going to feel like another conference game almost, like going to Jack State or going somewhere in Conference USA where you have that exact same road warrior mentality.
Absolutely, and that's what we share with the girls in the locker room. We've actually had a pretty solid road record, and so it's not, it's not hard for us to take this thing on the road. I've said it before, defense travels, chemistry travels, cohesiveness travels, and we've shown that time and time again in conference play. And so for us to, pack up and go back to Bama, that's nothing new to us, so we're just excited to still be playing this time of year.
Last one. Reflect on the two players sitting right next to you here a little bit. The vet in Tay, who has been a defensive staple since day one, grown into her offense, and Angena Belloso, a huge addition in the offseason.
Starting with Tay, we were blessed to get Tay as a true freshman, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but just to see the growth this kid has had, just on the court, off the court, understanding the mission and being not only coachable for us, but helping coach your teammates now, and I know we've talked about that a lot, that you pray that as your season, your career, your time goes on with the kid, that they become to start taking over the role for you. And I think Tay has done such an exemplary job of that, and on both sides of the ball, which is not easy. And so I've been just over the moon happy with Tay and her development here. And, I'm really, really glad, 3 years ago she chose us to help write her story, because it's been a freaking fun one, With Angena, this child, I always joke with her, the back of my head is gray, from this girl, but we tell her all the time, we stay on her and we put so much on her because she's got so much potential, and you guys touched on it earlier. She's just been growing and growing and growing as the season's gone, and so it's been really fun, seeing that light bulb come on and seeing it come on and stay on now, and so it's really, really fun knowing that, we've got Tay for another year, we've got her for 2, sheesh, I'm loving it, but I feel bad for the teams next year because, Tay's going to continue to be that incredible veteran for us, and Jenna's going to come into her own even more now. It's going to be a really, really special couple years with them.